Hi guys, little change of scenery. We are on a field trip right now. We are sitting in my car outside my local PetSmart, and I'm gonna be going in there and walking you guys through the entire reptile department, and we're gonna go through everything that is safe for your chameleon. There are a lot of reptile supplies that are not safe for your chameleon. We're gonna stay positive in this one and talk about everything that is safe that you can use either temporarily or long-term for your chameleon. And I know, on the internet and wherever else, like, you'll get tons and tons of advice on what to use for your chameleon, and a lot of stuff is available online or at reptile specialty shops, but not all of us have local reptile specialty shops. So we're just gonna pop into our local PetSmart right here, one of the chain stores that is available lots and lots of different places. So without further ado, let's get into the video, let's pop into the store, and let's go find some things that are safe for your chameleon. First things first, we gotta check on what animals they have. So we've got a little birdie, and there's supposed to be a Leo in here, but looks like they had a chameleon. Or, if you have the membership, $60, but doesn't look like it's there anymore. But this is what they had it set up in, not ideal. Let's see, temperature range, that's too high. Should be closer to 80, 85 max temp. Humidity should be closer to 40 to 50%. Omnivore, no, they shouldn't be fed veggies. Average lifespan, that's right. The rest of that information is correct, but yeah. All right, guys, here we are, the reptile aisle. So let's just start on one end and work our way down. Oh, fish, we went too far. Okay. So what is safe for your chameleon? So let's talk about supplements right here. So what is safe and what I would recommend for a supplement schedule is to use the Repti Calcium without vitamin D3. Too much D3 can be toxic for your chameleon. And then I would do that every single feeding. And then if you have a veiled or panther, then you can use the Reptivite with D3 2 times a month. And if you have a Jackson's, then you would just use that 1 time a month. This has D3 or without D3 in it. So if you did that, then you would have to use, okay, not to get confusing, you would have to use this every single feeding, that 2 times a month, and that 2 times a month. But what's cool about this one that has the D3 in it, then you can just use that one. It's kind of like a all-in-one. It's basically these two combined into one. So that's good to use. None of that I would recommend for a chameleon. Any freeze-dried bugs, any freeze-dried anything is really just not good for a chameleon. Feeding cups, don't really need those. Okay, so let's go down here. This is Rapashi, this is crested gecko food. Wouldn't recommend any of that. Oh, I would recommend this. This is Rapashi Bug Burger. This is a Gutload. So this is good to use for your chameleon, to feed to your bugs before you feed them to your chameleon. Let's see, flower food topper, dragon food, nope, none of this, and then we're down to turtles. Okay, now we're kind of in the gadgets section. So of this, what I would recommend, a digital hygrometer, that would be safe to use. That's to check the humidity inside your enclosure. A digital thermometer. I don't usually recommend these. I instead recommend like a little thermal infrared gun that you can use. So like this would be safe to use. This would be good for timer, but honestly it's $9.99. You can get these for half the cost at like Home Depot or Target, and it does the exact same thing. Just keep in mind, anything that has a reptile brand on it, you're gonna be paying double if not triple the cost. Same with this. This is like you're paying triple the amount, but look, there is a little chameleon on there. It is safe to use, you're just overpaying. Heat mat, no. Cleaning tools, no. Let's see what else is down here. This is safe to use. You could use this to mist your chameleon, or this, but you can also get this for $1 at the Dollar Tree, and you can get these for like $5 off Amazon. So again, overpaying, but they would be safe to use to mist your chameleon once in the morning and once in the evening. Cleaning spray, cleaning supplies, I don't think these are necessary. I just use water, honestly, to clean my enclosures, and that works just fine. A fogger, that would be safe to use at nighttime for your chameleon. This tree stump fogger. What is this? I've never even seen this. Hold on, hold on. Okay, so it looks like a fogger that is just looks like a tree stump filled with water. Plug in, turn on. Okay, so what's interesting is for this, it looks like it goes into the bottom of the enclosure, like you would put it down the bottom and then it would mist up or fog up. But really, like, what you want is something like how this is set up. Sorry, it's stuck in the back. See how this goes up and over, then the fog will go down into the enclosure. That would be preferred for a chameleon. So this I would not use. Also, I would not pay $55 for it. Misty machine, is this safe? Yes. Is this the best option? No, because what's challenging with these, if we look here, oh, you can't even really see it, but the timer on it is you can't really customize it to the times that you need for a chameleon. So you'd want it to go like for 2 to 4 minutes in the morning, 2 to 4 minutes at night. Is it safe? Yes. Is it ideal? No. Okay, what is this? Reptile lamp stand. That's not really necessary for a chameleon. Domes. This is safe. This is safe. This is actually what I believe I use, is the mini dome. These are good for heat bulbs. Okay. Let's finish out the gadget section. Feeding tongs. These are good to just like pick up the bugs and put them, like if you don't like touching bugs like me, these are good. Do not feed your chameleon though with these, because these metal tips can actually damage your chameleon's tongue, and I made a whole video on why I don't recommend new keepers use these, because I've seen way too many tongue amputations. Plastic feeding tongs, these are better, but again, not really safe. Snake hook, don't need that. Substrate scoop, don't need that. What is this? Replacement parts. I mean, nope, not really needed. Okay, this is where things get interesting. This is where we have all the different UVB bulbs. So what you want for a chameleon is what is called a T5, and it'll say it on there. You can see right there, teeny tiny T5 lamp. That's what you want. So this is a T5 high output, HO, high output right there. This brand is Arcadia, which is my all-time favorite. So this is, let's see, just looking for the size of it. 24 watt, yeah, but what's the, I mean, it looks to be 24 inches. I don't actually see on there. I think this is 24 inches though. So this is the correct fixture and everything, but a 12%, which is the bulb that's in there, I think is a little high for most new keepers, because a lot of times people are using a smaller enclosure till they can upgrade to a bigger enclosure, and so the 12% isn't ideal. What would be a little bit safer option would be the 6%. So this is actually pretty exciting because you could get the proper UVB here. If I got this fixture and replace this bulb with the 6%, that's what I would recommend. As you get further and further into your chameleon keeping, then you can start to learn a little bit more about like the different UVI levels and using a solar meter and all that, which are just like a little more scientific and precise. And then you could potentially safely use the 12%, but when in doubt, go for the 6% for Veiled Panther and Jackson's chameleons on a 48-inch tall enclosure. All this, garbage. Don't use it. And I feel like I just gotta talk on this very briefly, even though this video is on what to use, not necessarily what not to use, but these UVB bulbs are compact. It's basically this long skinny bulb like twisted in here. You can see that kind of in the picture there. And you can see it here. These do not penetrate far enough into a chameleon enclosure. These only go like this far, literally like 2 or 3 inches, whereas this one goes much further into the enclosure. So if you have these on your enclosures, you need to replace them ASAP with the T5 and recognize that your chameleon is not getting enough UVB with this bulb. All right, now we're going into heating. What is safe to use for your chameleon? So here, what you're paying attention to is the color of the bulb and the wattage. 160 watts is insane. That is very, very high. I guess if you have, different reptiles, maybe. I don't know. I don't know much about other reptiles, but for a chameleon, 160 watts is super, super high. You're looking for something closer to 60 to 75 watts, even maybe as low as 50 watts. So all this stuff right here, 100 watt, whatever, this is gonna be way too hot. Here we've got 100 watt, red bulbs, bad. We're not looking for that. We're looking for a white bulb. Okay, so like this is 75 watts. That would be a little bit warmer. 50 watts, that would be okay. And these are white bulbs, right? So they're gonna be producing a white light, which is what we want. So like this could be okay. This could be okay. None of this stuff because it's a red bulb. I get asked about this guy all the time because it's technically a blue bulb. You can see it's blue, but the thing is it produces a white light. I don't know, does it have a picture on here? It doesn't, but this produces a white light, so it's actually okay. So like this would be fine, this would be fine, these would be too high of a wattage. That's okay, that's okay. Those should be fine as well. These I don't believe produce any light. They're just ceramic heat emitters. So these you would only use if your nighttime temperature was getting like 50 degrees Fahrenheit. As long as it's 60 degrees Fahrenheit or warmer, then you don't need a heat bulb at night. So all this, not really necessary. That's safe. That is excessive because again, it has that second bulb that you don't really need. So all this I would not use. That I guess would be okay. I wouldn't recommend that for a chameleon. It's just very big, but look at that, a little chameleon. So yeah, there we go. Those are all the heat bulbs available at PetSmart right now. Okay, now we are at Decor and accessories. I would not use any of this. Chameleons don't need substrate like this, so all that. This just isn't climbable. Like chameleons are arboreal, they're tree climbers. So I wouldn't recommend any of this stuff for a chameleon. None of this. Bad, 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 bad. Oh my gosh, look, it's a cricket costume. If you could get your chameleon into that, oh my gosh, yeah. No for these. I guess you could use these. You'd have to put it on the ground and chameleons tend to be up high, so probably wouldn't recommend that. These are just bacteria holders. If you want to learn why those are not recommended, feel free to check out my other videos. Chameleons do not need hides. It's just, they don't do that like other reptiles do. All this bedding, don't need it. You can just keep the bottom bare and then just have potted live plants there. I don't recommend any ladders, hammocks. These can actually rip out your chameleon's nails. And once they rip out, they don't grow back. So instead just use natural branches. Fake plants, not recommended. Moss, not recommended. Mossy vine, not recommended. What is this? Filter fabric? Yeah, don't need that. You want to avoid these for sure, like hard plastic. Please, because your chameleon can eat those, get impacted and pass away. This would be good. You could definitely use that. Put that in the enclosure. That would be good for your chameleon to climb. How much is this? Doesn't say. Let's see. Oh, jungle wood branch, $25? $25 for this? That's wild. You can get this stuff for free outside. Okay. Anyways, they would be safe though. We're talking about things that are safe. Totally can use that. This, though, not really recommended because like your chameleon can't really go up, down, side to side. Like it's just a lump. So none of this recommended for a chameleon. It's just fake leaves, impaction risk. They can choke on that and die. None of this, none of that. Bioactive substrate kit. I have not seen this yet. So you could do bioactive. It's not something I typically recommend for new keepers just because it's a little bit complicated, but filter fabric, lava rock, do they provide any, like, I assume they don't provide any isopods or anything. Yeah, so I probably wouldn't recommend this. Also for $50, seems a bit overpriced. Okay, let's pop around into the next aisle. So now we just have some enclosures in here and some other stuff over here. What is over here? This looks like, I don't even know. Heating mats? No. Would I recommend any of this? Interesting. What is this? Calcium supplement. Oh, it's for crabs. Hermit crabs. Okay. Well, probably wouldn't use that then. Interesting. I don't know much about hermit crabs. Okay, let's look at enclosures. Would any of these work for a chameleon. So we want to avoid horizontal glass things. So no, no, no. What is this? Terrarium stacker. No, don't really need that for a chameleon. Nope, 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 and nope. So the thing with these is that, yes, there's a cute veiled chameleon on here, but this is way too small. The dimensions on this, I can just tell by looking at it, but let's just look at the dimensions. Okay, 19 inches long, 16 inches wide, 22 inches high. So the height for a chameleon that you should be getting is 48 inches. So this is literally half the size of what you need. So you're looking for 24, 24, 48 inches. So this is way too small, even for a baby chameleon. There's just not enough room to climb on. Like, a chameleon probably gets the size of probably your hand to your wrist on average. And look, that's just like, takes up the whole thing. Now, if you're looking at something like this, yes, it's technically bigger, but where are the dimensions on this? Okay, so this is 24 inches or 25 inches, so just 3 inches higher than that. Again, way too small. The length and the width is like, the width is even smaller. So this again is way too small for a chameleon and would not even be suitable for a baby. Because if you put that T5 12% on here, you would be blasting your chameleon with UVB, which can be very, very bad. And it would be too hot, too humid, not enough places to hide. Like, this is just not suitable for a chameleon. Same with this. This is a kit. Interesting what comes in here. Looks like we've got thermometer, hygrometer. If you guys can see that, there's like a glare. Combo, heat bulb, that's fine. Cling background, that's fine. Again, wrong UVB, don't need that. That's okay. Don't need that. Don't need that. Yeah, all this. Oh, here we go. Too small. That's okay. That's okay. Wrong UVB. You only need one of those dome lamps. That's okay. No, yes, no, and no. So, all that for $169. Definitely not worth it. Too small, too small. Wrong sizes there. Wrong for a chameleon there. Then we have the infamous chameleon kit, which is getting more expensive. It did not used to be this much, but it's now $179, $199. What have you. This is not recommended. Again, I know this video is like, what should you get? But I can't. Some of you, there's someone on here, someone watching this has this kit right now. The reason why it's not okay is because it's too small. This is 16 by 16 by 30. I know, because I've talked to hundreds of people about having this. The only thing that is safe for your chameleon in here would be this calcium, this Reptivite, the hygrometer, and the spine. That's about it. Everything else is wrong. And you can see in here, they have like 6 different plants. This only comes with 1 plant and 1 branch. And you can see even in their promo picture here, they've added in a whole bunch of like branches. So this is not okay for a chameleon. The enclosure is too small, wrong UVB. If you have this for a chameleon, not only will it be very exposed with not enough places to hide, but will most likely get metabolic bone disease and pass away because it is improper. So it looks like there's actually not an enclosure that you could buy that would be safe and correct for your chameleon. Of all of the enclosure options that are here, the best option would be this enclosure because it's at least 30 inches tall and 16 inches wide. But again, this is too small. It'd only be okay with like a teeny tiny baby chameleon. And this is the frustrating thing about places like PetSmart, is that they just don't even sell the correct supplies. Like, yes, they do now have the UVB bulb, which is amazing, heat bulb, but they are not selling any sort of plant coverage or branches or anything like that that would be safe for your chameleon. Oh, hi, little guy. I'm not a snake person, but his eyes looks like they've gone into blue. Anyone watching this know? Means that they're getting ready to shed. They're very pretty. Okay, there's one more section for us to check out, and that is the bug section. And sorry if it is noisy over here. They've got all their pumps and stuff, but hopefully you can hear me okay. So we're just gonna go over some different bugs. So isopods and springtails. Whoop, there we go. Isopods and springtails would be good. if you were doing bioactive, so it's cool to see that they sell those. What is this? Springtails. Oh, I've never seen a culture like that. Okay. Let's see, flightless fruit flies. These would be okay if you had a baby chameleon, but look how teeny tiny those are. So if your chameleon's a few months old, those will be too small, but those technically are safe for your chameleon. A hornworm, that would be safe. These are a good treat bug, are great treats. Yep, that's true. Paying $3 for it is pretty insane. You can get like 24 of these for much cheaper online. Hornworms, yep, these are fine. These are safe. Superworms, those are good, those are safe. Oh, look at that, born 12-14. Those are safe for your chameleon. These are a good treat bug. Superworms, 50 count, that's fine. All of this we talked about, not recommended. I'm not familiar with that product. Okay, so calcium with D3, not recommended. Remember we talked about how we want to be using primarily calcium without D3. I don't know if that's what this is supposed to be, and they don't have it. But if this said Repticalcium without vitamin D3, then you could use that every single feeding, then use this 2 times a month with your multivitamin 2 times a month for a Veiled and Panther, and then once for a Jackson. I have not seen this flavored one, but again, we're not really using with D3 for a chameleon. A beardy ball, what is this? Enrichment toy. Oh, interesting. You can like put the bugs in there and they climb out. Yeah, don't need that for a chameleon. Okay, so I'm gonna caution you on getting crickets from places like PetSmart. So you can see what they're gut loading with. That's not really ideal after what we just discussed. You wanna be using fresh fruits and vegetables. And these crickets have just been known to carry parasites much more often than say worms and stuff like that. So these are bred by PetSmart usually and they're not the healthiest of bugs, and so it's not something I'd recommend. Versus these don't typically carry parasites, and so they would be much safer for your chameleon, but these are all treat bugs, where these are staple healthier bugs, but you know, they're not really safe, so it may be a better option for you to consider buying your bugs online instead. Alright guys, well that's the gist of it. Everything in PetSmart. It's honestly pretty frustrating that they will sell the animals but not the correct supplies. So if you are in the situation where PetSmart is, you know, the only thing that's local to you, hopefully now you know you can at least get the heat bulb, UVB bulb for sure. You can get the supplements for sure. You can get a little bit of the Decor. You can go to like Home Depot or Lowe's or a local garden for, you know, live plants. That's pretty doable. You can do that in a day or two. And the biggest thing is just getting that proper enclosure, which you'll typically have to buy online. There's tons of different great places online that do carry the correct, you know, enclosure size, and even Amazon carries it with Prime shipping. So yeah, I hope you guys find this video helpful so you kind of know what to use, what not to use. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave any questions or comments down below. Feel free to subscribe so when I post a new video. You can follow Neptune and all my commands on social media at Neptune the Chameleon. Let me know down in the comments below, where do you want me to check out next? What store should I do next? Should I do one more focused on what not to buy? Let me know. And in the description box, you can always find my discount links for those different online places if you want to try getting your bugs online for more variety, enclosure supplies, all that good stuff. Always down in the description box. And you're also welcome to book a video call with me and I can chat with you one-on-one and give you some advice. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Neptune, it's just a stick. You're okay. Grab onto the stick. There you go. Yeah, see, you're fine.